This is Nick and Greg Q and Gay number 1. Take 1. Well, it's time for another video, Greg. Hey, welcome back. And it's been a little bit since we've been here on the couch. Of course,
we've been out and about.
Yep. Well, of course, we were here for a live stream recently. If you missed that, go back and watch it. We had a lot of fun with Josh. But we're here today because we're doing what we've promised for a while. It's the first Q and Gay. And actually, Rich and Jason suggested that we use that title. They used it first. Actually, other people have used it. It's not really original, but I digress. So you submitted questions to us, and we're going to answer them.
Try to anyway. And try not to get into an argument while we're doing it, So, okay, so I, of course, have seen the questions. Greg has not seen these questions because he hardly ever reads the comments. I mean...
I let you read them to me.
First question. Let's get to all the Michael questions first.
Oh, he has a lot.
He has a lot of questions. And that's okay, Michael. Don't feel bad for that. We the more questions, the merrier. Okay, first question. Who asked who out first? I don't know that it ever really happened like that.
No. We started talking online. You invited me over to your place to watch some game shows.
You can go back and watch our How We Met video for more details on that. Link up here. What is your favorite thing about the other? Well, I know I like that you understand my wackiness so much. You're probably one of the few people in the world that just completely gets my very, very, very weird sense of humor and just laughs at almost all of my jokes.
Well, that's because I was going to say my favorite thing about you is your sense of humor. So.
Hey, we're simpatico here. I mean, we're totally in sync. So that's great. I love that. What is the best way to cheer the other person up or make them laugh when they are sad? I can think of one thing that cheers you up.
What?
See? Which goes into the next question, who is more ticklish?
We both are, but I'm probably more so.
Yes. Okay, I give myself up to be tickled. That was a little fake. I'm trying to just act it out a bit. Okay, go. Oh my God! He went for the feet. My weak spot, the feet. Okay, Mister. I think honestly, let's get into it here. I think Michael has a tickling fetish.
Well,
Michael?
He's asked that several times.
Yes, he asked that in Rich and Jason's Q and Gay, and he asked us that as well. And I don't have a problem with the question. It's just I noticed a pattern. But what I want to know, Michael, and leave a comment: are you ticklish? We'll find out. Everyone will find out. What is the most annoying thing about the other person? Now that's a very challenging question. It's a good one, Michael. I'm going to let you answer it first.
I think sometimes you get angry a little too easily.
The annoying thing about Greg sometimes is that it seems like it takes a while to get him motivated to get out of bed sometimes. He takes a long time to wake up. Particularly when we have to be somewhere, but you're pretty good about, in those situations, getting out of bed quicker.
Yeah.
So that's really the only thing I can think of. Because you're just so good and carefree and
dependable and loyal, and I just burped. Sorry.
Rude.
Oh. Speaking of Rich and Jason, they asked, do you play video games? If so, which ones are your favorites? We're not much of video game persons. I mean, you play a lot of time waster games on your cell phone.
Yeah, but
I mean, do you have any favorites there?
not really. I'll just play one for a little while and then delete it and then find something else. Once I get tired of it and find something else. So, I mean...
My gaming experience does not go past Super Nintendo.
But we have a regular Wii.
Yeah, we do have a Wii. Well, I'm just talking about when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah. I had a Super Nintendo. That's the only gaming system I ever owned as a kid. I played a regular Nintendo, I think, at somebody else's house a couple of times, but I never owned one.
My household, we did get an NES when I was 8 years old. I just turned 9, actually. It was the Christmas of '88. And then me and my brother both got our own Super Nintendo systems the Christmas of '91 when it first came out. Because we fought a lot over control of the television set. So we each had TVs in our own room, and we each got our own Super Nintendo so we wouldn't fight over it. Mom did not want arguments. But I always tended to like Mario games.
Yeah, I was always
Super
a big
Mario.
Mario fan.
Yeah. So that was that. We have a Wii in our entertainment center right now, and that's really one of the few games we have is New Super Mario Brothers. Right? Yeah, we completely conquered that game.
Yeah.
Cameron Hoskin asked, where is 2 places you would love to go in the world that you've never been to before? 2 places that we've never been to before.
Well, we can each pick one then, I guess.
Yeah, I'll let you pick one. I would love to go to London. Yeah. That's one place that I would just absolutely love to go to and just explore and see. And really all of the UK for that matter. I would love to come meet our UK friends like Cam and Andy and Lloyd and Liam. I'd love to meet you all, you know.
I feel like maybe like San Francisco would be a nice place to visit.
Yes, it would. I would love to go there and see all the sights there and just wear rainbow colors the whole time.
Say the big gay neighborhood.
Yes, but it's
the Castro.
But I would not. Yeah, I would not want to live there. It is super expensive. Oh, one of the most expensive cities in the whole country. You know. And if anyone is watching this in San Francisco, I feel you. Andy Beasley, the other half of the couple, asks, what is your favorite place in the United States outside of Tennessee, and why? Now that's a toss-up from my perspective. It's between Atlanta and New York City.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because Atlanta is becoming more the place we would like to be in the future. You know, and we're not going to go into detail on that at this point in time.
But we love visiting New York, too.
Yes, we do love visiting New York. And
you just can't run out of things to do there.
Yes, this is true. I could live on riding the subway. No, that's not true. I mean, taking the subway is fun, but it can be frustrating at times.
Especially at 1 o'clock in the morning.
No comment. Joshua Phelps 19 asks, what's one thing you hate, don't like about each other, and what's one thing you love, like about each other? I think you have to go back and listen to the answers to Michael's questions, because I think you guys asked the same question.
Yeah.
You know, but thanks for the question. You know, we didn't want to leave it out or anything, you know. Okay. Andy Nichols asks, where was your first Pride? That would be Atlanta last October.
Yeah, we've never been to one before that.
Yes, and I was just ask this amongst ourselves. Why in the world did it take us over 12 years to go to Pride?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We always ignored the one here in Knoxville for some reason.
I know, and we shouldn't have, because it was happening here, and I feel bad for doing that. I really do, because I feel like that we've missed out on a lot.
We've been bad gays, I guess.
Oh man, you said it. Oh, I apologize on behalf of Greg to the whole LGBT community for not going to Pride all these years. And as Liam, you put so nicely in a comment recently, I'm gonna have to take away another rainbow stripe. Josh Willis had a couple questions, if I remember correctly. I didn't put them on the list, but I couldn't find where they were. But I remember him asking us these questions. One was, you put it as, what was our favorite season of Match Game?
Well, since it was on 360, well, not 365 days a year, but 52 weeks a year.
In daytime.
It wasn't really seasons.
No, it just really just ran until they canceled it, you know. There aren't really seasons in daytime television. But anyway, I will transform the question to something more appropriate here as to the best era of the show. Definitely around 74. Of course, the show's the popular run of Match Game started on July 2nd, 1973 on CBS. Really, the show is at its funniest in 74.
That's when they solidified the Brett, Charles, and Richard, and the questions started getting a little raunchy.
And I'm gonna leave a link in the description to what I think is the funniest episode they ever had on that whole run of Match Game, the boobs episode. Of course, I said boobs a lot, but it was
This is really the first time that everybody said boobs as an answer.
Well, no, it had happened before that. I mean, we're not going to get into a whole debate here, but it was really... This is really the first episode. When I was first watching Match Game in 1998 on Game Show Network, this was the one episode that really put me literally in the floor, laughing my head off. I mean, I could hardly breathe. It was so funny, you know? And I always like to think back on my 18-year-old self, and amidst all the turmoil that was going on in my life, that a show like that could make me laugh and make me feel good about myself, you know? But I'll leave a link to that episode in the description. If you want to watch it, go right ahead. If not, that's okay. The other question he asked was, when we went to Match Game in New York City on our last vacation, how long it took to wait outside before you got into the studio. And that varied on the 2 days we were there.
Yeah, the first time, well, we didn't wait outside very long, but then we went into this lobby where we had to stand for like an hour.
Mm-hmm. They were still doing a show upstairs, the show prior to the one we were seeing, and there was a double tie on that show, and this is according to our friend Jason, who was working on the show. He come down to see us. He knew we were going to be there. He said there was a double tie. That what happens is that if you've never seen Match Game, or for our friends in the UK, Blankety Blank, you have 2 rounds to match 6 stars, and of course if there's a tie, they have to go to the tiebreaker to break the tie. And what happened was that tiebreaker, it also ended in a tie, so they had to go to another tiebreaker. Which more than likely, the second tie is going to be edited out on the final show when it airs. But naturally, that took a lot of time in the studio. Whereas on the old show, they'd probably leave it in, you know.
The second time we didn't have to wait as long, and we had this nice little area with chairs and tables.
Yes, if you go back and watch our Final Days in New York City vlog, link up here, you'll see us in trying to do a little sneaky vlogging in that area. We couldn't really show you what was going on, you know. Actually, I think I have a picture that I snuck with
Yeah.
a little bit better view of it. We were watching what was going on in the studio on the show before us.
Yeah, they were finishing up the previous show.
Yeah, we could barely hear it. We could kind of hear it. That's all our questions. Can you believe that? Yeah, a lot of questions. Yes, thank you for your questions. And leave us more questions.
And we'll do this again.
Yes. Keep them tasteful, please. And we'll do another one in the future, you know. But in case you didn't watch the live stream, we'll remake the big announcement here, okay? For all of our regular viewers, is that we are going to Washington, D.C., Labor Day weekend. It's the end of August, beginning of September, that area, and we're going to be with Josh Willis for a few days, and we're going to do all sorts of things. I mean, all the specific things are still being planned, but
you should get a fair number of videos on both our channel and his.
Yes, it's very exciting, isn't it? Yes, and we got all sorts of other stuff to come. So that's going to do it for now. Remember, if you like this video,
hit the like button.
Mm-hmm. And what else should they do?
Subscribe if you haven't already.
And what else should they do?
Leave us a comment.
And
hit the notification bell.
Ding.
You said it this time.
Yes, I did. You say the rest.
That way you get notified when we post new videos.
Yes, and we thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Mm-hmm. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.